Well, I'm not disagreeing with you. Of course, when you're attracted to somebody, it's emotional, physical, spiritual. And just because you're generating from your heart, listen, the mind is involved, of course, but the heart kind of filters in all the fear that the brain speaks. So when you make a choice, it's, you know, that when you meet someone or you have a hunch, or it's that feeling that just thumps in your chest of, I know this to be right, or, oh, I know. That comes from really deep in our bellies. And it encompasses everything that you look at when you're choosing a partner.
No, I see what you're saying, but that feeling in the belly, if it gets carried away, and you're not really consciously loving, and you're not consciously seeing the entire person that you're dealing with, then you are not truly falling into deep unconditional love. There's conditions. You're masking the part that maybe is not appealing to you, and you're hiding in you the part that you feel is not appealing. So it's better to expose yourself, become vulnerable, and consciously work on the part that you're not as happy with, and not to be critical or judgmental, and not to have expectations of the other person. Like in your monologue, there were certain expectations that someone had that the other person wasn't aware of.
Yeah, we make up stories and then we think that they're true.
Correct.
We all do it. We all do it.
Well, that's what we have to change, because that's the reason why 70% of relationships that are registered in court, called marriage, fail.
Yes, but that monologue, that story that we make up is in our mind. Our heart isn't making up that story, our mind is. You know, we start rerunning our favorite love stories, movies, books that we've read, you know, the last TV show that we saw, or a friend talking about a love relationship that they were in. That's generated in the mind.
It is, but it's stimulated by the emotional drive, the hormones that come from the heart.
Yes, the longing, absolutely.
The loneliness, the longing, the neediness, and the point that we're not good enough, and the point that the other person is this wonderful angel that's going to rescue us, without really looking at the angel and saying, you know, the Ferrari's a wonderful automobile, but you know what? You have to own a mechanic to keep it running regularly, because it has a lot of maintenance problems.
Yes, you know, just because you're generating from your heart doesn't mean that you're in la-la land and not deeply rooted in the earth. I mean, yes, you can generate from your heart, and you can see where you go off in fantasy about the person that you're with. Yes, and our mind, the mind is a wonderful tool. It can bring us back, but I absolutely agree. We have to completely show up in a relationship as to who we are, because that's when trouble ensues in relationships. You know, you go through the courtship period where you want to be who you think the person wants you to be or who you long to be, instead of loving yourself for all that you are and completely being present in the relationship with all of it.
And sharing that love with the other person.
Absolutely.
But, so we sort of agree.
Yeah,
I mean, we agree a lot.
We sort of do, yeah.
So, I mean, you have to be present to the present. The bottom line is, whether it's the picture or the frame, you could have a wonderful picture that's worth millions of dollars, that's everyone from all over the world just admires. But if you don't have a frame to support it, you can't show it. It curls up and crumbles. So really, the picture is what attracts us. Right. And the frame is what holds us in place. So it's the conscious mind and the emotional heart in balance, and then you have your beautiful Ferrari.
But let's go back to the original question that you asked. I mean, in talking to you, you think it's a choice for love, where I feel a decision for love, and I feel that it's a choice. And yeah, I completely agree. You have to have a framework in anything so that having that foundation in a relationship gives you freedom within the form. So I do agree with it, but when we're making decisions about how we feel, I think we run into trouble.
Well, what I really mean is you have to make the decision that when you go out, you're going to be open to love.
Yes.
Because many people go out and they say, I'm going to have fun today, but I'm going to be very cautious if someone really attracts me.
Yeah, what is that? What is that about? What is that?
It's fear.
Yes.
That's what the whole series is about.
Yeah.
Fear to love.
Yeah.
So what are they really fearing? What they're really, really fearing is he or she may see the part of me, the real part of me that I see every day that I can't look into the mirror at because I'm not satisfied with it. I mean, it may not be reasonable for them to feel that way about themselves, and usually it's not. But making $1 million a year, driving the fancy car, having the fancy job, having the title, isn't going to make them more loving to themselves. It's getting to know themselves, respect themselves, and appreciate themselves for who they truly are, with the little blemishes that they could work on.
Yeah.
There's no perfection in nature.
Yes.
And life is all about the journey, but there's no destination. So we never culminate in perfection. So if you give up that idea about culminating in perfection, if you give up the idea that what do other people think, but you consciously say, I'm just going to love myself and share it with all the people around me. So when someone's in road rage, yelling and screaming at you, you don't have to respond, or react, I should say, with the yelling and screaming back. You can just smile and walk away. What harm do they do to you? It's over.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. And I think where we run into trouble is we look to be rescued and we look to find ourselves in the other person.
Absolutely.
And where it really starts is being in relationship with ourself, falling in love with yourself. And then from that place of being, you can generate love towards someone else.
It's your platform to launch what you want. The beautiful romantic relationship. But if you don't have the platform, you're on soft ground, and it's not going to last. And that's why most relationships don't last. They're a quick blast. They're a lot of pleasure. They're a lot of fun. They may last, 1 month, 6 months, 6 years, but they don't last. And then there's a lot of broken hearts, wondering why, and hurt feelings. And then people contract, and they make the conscious choice not to love again because they've been hurt, instead of saying, okay, how can I learn from this?
Right.
Where did I screw up? What did I do wrong? Don't point the blame on the other person. Where did I go awry?
Right. What are the lessons of this?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, we also have to talk about relationships that do last, that last a lifetime, and that's wonderful. But even if a relationship finishes, whether it's in 3 months or 6 months or 10 years, there are wonderful blessings, and you can absolutely have been with a soulmate, because a soulmate can be in our life for 5 minutes or 5 years or 50 years. Whoever impacts on our lives, where we are forever changed. So there is really no failure in when relationships end, as long as we sit back and we allow the lessons and the blessings of what transpired help us move, so that when we choose again, perhaps we choose more wisely. I
have to quote something from a person I admire, Russell Simmons. And Russell Simmons, in his book called Do You, says, there are no failures in life. There are only quitters.
Yes.
So basically, go back, regroup, reorganize, break away from your peer group. Don't look for sympathizers. Don't be the victim. Don't look for the savior. You don't want to take any martyrs. And recreate yourself and go forward. And go forward confidently, because you trust yourself, because you love yourself, So what if you screwed up one time or two times? That's how you learn in life. Takes a while to learn how to walk in high heels when you're a little girl.
Yes, it does. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I just want to thank everyone for joining us today in our show, From Fear to Love, to be present to the present, and joining us on this journey of self-discovery. Robin, what do you have to say about all this?
Well, I'll tell you when we have our date tonight.
Ooh. After listening to your monologue, I'm a bit terrified. But don't worry, I'm open to love, and I will go with an open mind.
Yeah, I think that's what it's all about. Be present to yourself, and then you can actually go out in the world and generate and call to yourself all that you want in a partner, in love relationships, in friendships. It starts with you loving you. And then from there, you choose from your heart the person that you want to share your life with.
So, I think I got it now. You make a conscious decision to love, and then you choose from your heart. And then you should be okay. And you won't get that type of woman who gave her monologue that will eat you alive. So, thank you, everyone. And if you want more on us, go to our website, whereisBuddhaBaby.com. And shortly, I'll be having a book coming out with Robin doing the introduction. It's all about love.
Take care.
Take care.
Talking. Good show. You want to hang yourself?
Journey with me, baby. Take you on a ride. Put the chase, let's race down to the lifestyle. Judging makes you crazy. Easy is so free. Come with me, 'cause mentally I'm lovely. To be loved, fearlessly to be loved. So holy, BuddhaBaby, shake me in my belly. To be loved, fearlessly to be loved. So holy, BuddhaBaby, shake me in my belly.
Namaste.